What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Extra Yard. Michael Christian is filtering himself in. Royal A. Shepherd is here. The Miami Heat are indeed playing, and they will probably end up finishing 19 and 15 by Christmas. I'm going to end up losing $5 to both Michael Christian and Royal A. Shepherd.
Yeah, that bet was
And
lost.
joining us, of course, is Juan Cardona. We thank any of you guys, honestly, for coming out and watching tonight, especially because the Heat are playing. Obviously, everyone here in Miami, huge Heat fans, and they're the only thing that we can even be proud of here. So we do appreciate you guys for coming out for as long as you listen to it, however you listen to, so we can get into some stuff that obviously none of us really want to talk about, and we kind of just have to, just because this is a situation and the time that we live in right now, and this is everything that's happening around us and around our team that we follow. So, boys, just straight off the bat, before we get into anything, how have your days been? How was your Halloween post Dolphins loss? Like, how have you been over the past few days? And I'll start with you, Juan.
I mean, you can only go 1-7 and still feel some type of emotion after a loss, right? I think at this point it's kind of like just numbing, and it's like, oh, all right, well, there's the loss we kind of expected. It sucked because it was kind of a close game. We did go up into half, tied or what have you. And I enjoyed my Halloween. I had a good time with my daughter. We dressed up. Y'all saw me dressed up. Kai's too cool to dress up, but and yeah, I had a great time. And then today was kind of like I don't want to say like an emotional roller coaster, because it really wasn't that emotional. It was just more of like a confirmation of the poverty of a franchise that we are, just to be completely fair. Like bottom tier franchise, and just we're just stamped. It's just stamped. That's it.
You're muted, Kai. So I'm assuming that you said my name because I read your lips.
Sorry, Royal?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm fine. I don't know about all the Dolphins fans, but
You
fine.
just cut Jalen Smith. What do you mean, bro? It's like the best player on your defense.
Sure. And we're still better than the Dolphins. But I mean, the Heat are winning. Bro, listen, my life is not my I don't do this with the Dolphins. I'm genuinely
Lucky
here. I'm a case study. I'm here to learn what it's like to be a Dolphins fan before my full-on transition. And so I'm not going to subject myself to the misery that I'm sure to deal with in future years. Like right now, I have 1 year to be a bystander, and I'm going to take full advantage of it, bro. It's been tough though. It's been tough to watch. Like, it's tough to see.
It's tough to watch other people suffer.
Yeah, bro. I've watched my man
like this, bro.
I've watched my man Michael Christian descend into madness over here over the Dolphins. Like, I've seen this man.
Juan wasn't there for that, man. Juan was not. That was me and Michael were on like some other type of worldly drugs after that Tua touchdown, because we knew nothing good was happening after that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But yeah, overall, man, I'm good. Halloween was great. My children dressed up, both as Marvel characters, so that was lit.
I'm just here to say I hate it here.
We appreciate you being here.
So to stir some stuff here and to try to get us going while you do eat, Mr. Michael Christian, just to help.
I can talk. This is gonna be the whole show. I'm doing this.
Okay, well, I already started, so
okay.
Of course, today the bigger story of anything
the Heat
came
are
about.
Looking amazing.
Yeah, they are.
The biggest story of anything came about where the Miami Dolphins were not going to. It was around 2:30 p.m. today where it was kind of reported and I guess announced that the Dolphins weren't going to be trading for Deshaun Watson. With that, then came statements from Tony Busby. I want to repeat something. I know Michael is the host, but I tweeted this, and I think all four of us agree with this. So I would like, if anyone can contest, they can say nay. But let's not get any all this stuff is extremely serious, and I don't think any of us want anything in the comments to get inappropriate or I guess any other way like disrespectful. So I would just like to say, you can have your opinions, but just try to keep it, I guess, as civil as possible and try to be as, to the course as possible. But of course, Tony Busby comes out today and he says that Stephen Ross and the Miami Dolphins organization wanted Deshaun Watson to essentially settle the civil cases that he had against him. and that then they would make a trade. Originally, it was all of them according to Busby, and then it came down to a lower number, and then there was an issue with NDAs. Just straight off the bat, and Juan, I will go to you first again about this, just because you have been one that's been on it. Now you've been a little kind of taking yourself away from it as much as possible. How do you, I guess, feel about this report? Whether right or wrong, whether true or false, this is pretty damning on the Miami Dolphins organization, just because even now as we sit at 9:08 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, there is still not a single statement from the organization about this, which could maybe prove true.
It looks it truly looks like a poverty organization move, like truly, like I'm talking below D League, if there is a below D League, like not even NFL Europe could like really withstand what this is, right? Like we're talking about top to bottom in like incompetence, like Ross, Greer, Flores, just everybody with damn near every decision at this point. And it feels like this one, I don't know to you guys, but to me that one felt like the last low blow, where it was just like like this is to the level that we've gotten to. We've gotten to the point where the 22 accusers, of however many Busby is representing, he's coming
22.
out. Yeah, he's coming out and saying that the Dolphins are involved and that the Dolphins are asking for settlements. And I'm not sure what Ross is really thinking at this point, because um, throughout the years I had tried to give him some benefit of the doubt that as each fuck up kind of passed, like he kind of learned a lesson, right? But my goodness, does this just reek of like Harbaugh and like fucking Sperano at the crib and still on the job, and you're out here interviewing another coach with your GM. Like how does Tua feel knowing that your owner, your boss, the guy who signs your checks, last night was on the phone with your replacement? And I understand this is a business. I understand this is this isn't, there's no loyalty. I completely get that. But it still says a lot. And it says even more that the Dolphins haven't came out and said a single thing.
I mean, my name says it all, and I think it stems from much more than just this situation, but I think this situation is the backbreaker of the whole thing. You know, obviously none of us can change the owner, right? Like Stephen Ross is here until he decides to not be, or until some emails come out, in which case they might force him to sell the team. But, you know, even then, who knows? This is one of those situations where it just feels like they made all the wrong moves at every single point. Even dating back to, I mean, we have to say, even dating back to them going ahead and deciding, okay, well, let's draft Tua. Obviously, they never believed in him. They stuck with that. Then they found a quarterback they liked in Deshaun Watson. Watson becomes available, and then all of this stuff comes up. And it was a very simple, all of this stuff comes up. Let's maybe back off until we hear anything else, right? It's truly that simple. Just back up, let everything play out, and just not get involved with it. They decided they wanted to be involved in it. They decided they never wanted to shut down what was going on. And now we're in a situation where you have a quarterback in that locker room that has to go out there and play another 9 games, that knows you don't believe in him. And you have an entire organization that says, were you really in on this? And was this really what you did? Because per Tony Busby, the Dolphins were trying to get him to settle. We don't know if this is true or not. This is reports. We have to still see all this play out. But they haven't even come out and said anything. So at what point do you realize, after everything that's happened in the NFL this season, this is truly the worst thing that's happened? Right? Like, this is absolutely atrocious in terms of like what any organization can do. And I think somebody has to pay for all of this. Somebody has to lose their job over all of this, because now you've got no one believing in anything. If the locker room isn't gone already, I don't know what they're waiting for. Somebody's got to go. Roy, you're muted.
My bad. Can you fire the owner though?
No,
Like,
that's what I'm saying. That no.
Technically, they could force him to sell.
Right, you could force him to
Sure.
sell, but you'd have to find an email or two.
Sure, but that's what I'm saying though. It's like, look, I know that we all would have had our, moral differences in terms of Deshaun Watson coming over here and being the quarterback, but does this make you feel any better that your organization was the one that was pushing it? Like how can you confidently root for the organization now? Like it's tough, bro. Like there was just a complete lack of emotional awareness on the part of everybody in the situation that just kind of came to light, and they're going to pay for it, bro. Like I know Ross can't fire himself, but I'm just saying, like when you're asking, like somebody has to pay for it, Ross is the guy, in my opinion. Like it's looking more and more like it was him who wanted this deal done.
But I think to a certain extent too, you also have multiple people in that organization who could all sit there and say, hey, maybe this isn't a good look, right? I understand he made a mistake. Owner? Right. You're telling me none of them were going to push back? They didn't draft Lamar Jackson, and that's who he wanted.
Yeah, but pushing back could equal you losing your job.
They're going to lose their jobs anyways because they suck.
Chris Greer is a yes man till the day he dies.
Sure. But that's what I'm saying. We can't get rid of Stephen Ross. But everybody that said yes to all of this, everybody that was sitting there letting all of this happen has got to go. I'm sorry. Look, where do we go from here, right? Are there any solutions on this roster? Because honestly, and I even messaged this in our group, at this point, I'm ready to get rid of everybody on the roster, including the guys I like, because it doesn't feel like any of it really matters.
But this seems like something that stinks from like the core. You know what I mean? Like it's nothing that you don't solve this by getting rid of everybody. That doesn't solve anything. Like this is an organizational failure, like from top to bottom, and it starts with the owner. And like if you're not going to change the owner, then there's no point in changing everybody else under the owner. Like it is what it is, bro. It's like certain things that people gonna have to suck up and deal with. This is a bad look. This is terrible. You know what I mean? I can't imagine how I would feel like it genuinely. If I was a Dolphins fan, I don't know how I would feel being a fan of this organization at this point, considering that they're the ones that were pushing for something as ugly as this, just being honest.
Mm-hmm. And also the NFL could have stepped in at some point, at any point.
And right? We know they won't, though. Like, we know that they don't care.
We know they won't. But let's just say Goodell steps in and says he's not going to play, right? He's not going to play until all of this is settled out.
He's already said he's not, though.
No, I know he said he's not.
No, he said that they're not going to put. I mean, it was reported by Ian Rappaport, and I think we can all trust Ian Rappaport that he's not getting suspended. So, like, he's not going to get, or he's not going to be put on the commissioner's exempt list. So,
yeah,
he
for sure will be suspended 2022.
Probably,
but, yeah, it's just an overall, just a terrible look as far as just top to bottom.
Bro, it's embarrassing.
It truly is. It's something that it goes beneath on-field play. Like, cool, you want to say we're trash on field? All right, like, yeah, we are. We picked terrible players, but like to just have the entire organization be morally irresponsible, it's kind of disheartening because to me, it's not even like more so that they're pushing for the NDAs and the settlements, right? I don't think it's necessarily that. I think the conversation with him was, look, you're going through it. You're going through some shit. We would feel more comfortable with you having the cases settled. And, that's what was, talked about. But to me, the fact that you waited till the night before the trade deadline to call or have a conversation or to ask for permission to talk to him, and that conversation still go through, I'm curious what the disconnect was that wasn't there before. Like, is Ross, like, are you as a businessman who's made billions of dollars, are you going to tell me you walked into there thinking he was going to be able to settle and you were going to be able to trade for him? Because if the answer is no, why even have the conversation? Why make the call? What did you expect to gain from that conversation to make you feel more enticed to make the trade? And what didn't you hear that told you you don't want to make the trade? I don't know. I truly don't.
I do wonder. So if Ross and Greer, I think we can all guess, aren't going to come out and say anything.
Oh no.
I think all of
Absolutely
us can assume that they're just going to.
They're gonna ask Tua before they ask anybody. With
Right.
power.
They're going to continue to hide in their holes.
Yeah.
If they did come out, though, right? What the hell could they even say? Because at this point, it genuinely feels like there's nothing they can say to fix or make any of us feel better about any of what's being reported.
It's
like, is there anything other than an apology?
What, I don't even. It's not even about
Stephen Ross speaking.
It's not even about anything like that. Just tell us what's going on, bro. Like, enough with the.
Be straight up.
Yeah, dog. Like,
that's the issue.
We're not dumb. Like, we're shareholders. We pay, like, fans. I'm talking about. Fans pay to go see them play. Fans pay to go eat at the concession stands. Pay to go park there.
We paid to go be there on Sunday.
We're paying to go be there on Sunday, and it just you gotta be upfront. You gotta be clear, bro. Like I hate to compare it to the Heat, but last year Riley came out, not at his regular times and talked about the Harden trade. Did he not?
Mm-hmm.
That's leadership, bro. Somebody step up and say, "I'm gonna lead the ship." But it's like Flores is an employee. As much as we want to trash him, in my opinion, he's just an employee. He's sitting there, he's looking up at Ross and Greer, and they're telling him, say one thing, and he goes out there and he's getting destroyed by the media because he's only allowed to say one thing. Tua has to deal with the questions. Everybody has to deal with the questions, but the people who really have to answer them, Greer and Ross, they're MIA. And that's why, for me, like, I'm beyond just trading Flores, because trading Flores is not going to fix that dynamic. To me, it has to be
trading Flores.
No, firing Flores. Excuse me.
Oh yeah.
It has to be Greer, bro. Greer has to be gone, like, completely, and somebody has to come in and replace him with power, somebody with a voice. That's this yes man shit, bro. I'm not with it, bro. Like, I need someone who's gonna sit there, and if he needs to argue with Flores, like, fuck it, like, argue, bro. Like, but like, Flores, I'm sorry, you cannot touch the offensive coaching staff. Like, this is an embarrassment. Like, you cannot, like, it can't, like, I can't trust you with it.
It feels like a fucking funeral.
I said this.
Dude, it's just embarrassing. Like, I think that's the thing. Like, and sorry to cut you off, Mike. Like, I think that's really just the thing. Like this is fucking embarrassing. And the fact that you're the owner of the Miami Dolphins, you're the owner of a NFL franchise. There's only 32 of them. It's an exclusive club, and you're not coming out and speaking. And if it's the Dolphins saying that they don't think, the Dolphins PR team saying that they don't think that he should speak, bro, you're the owner of the fucking team. The PR team can't do shit to you. If you're gonna speak, you're gonna speak. Yeah. I feel like it's the point where you have to say, like, look, you have to come out and say something. If nothing is said by Stephen Ross, if nothing is said by Chris Greer, and shout out to Barry Jackson for being the only reporter to have a fucking ball sack asking questions.
Cam Wolf did too.
Wolf did too.
Okay, well, Cam Wolf works for the NFL Network. I love Cameron Wolf, but he works for the NFL Network, so he's gonna get questions and answers. Let's just be real here. I like him a lot as well. But I'm talking about our local reporters. He's not a local reporter anymore. If you're sitting here and you're not answering questions, you're just giving this, like, maybe you are feeding that shit to Brian Flores. Maybe you are telling Brian Flores that he's the one. You're feeding him what he needs to say. And that's ridiculous. Like, this is getting to a point where it's ridiculous. You get a report from Ian Rappaport where you're having a call with the player the night before the trade deadline, and you're asking per Tony Busby to have these things. So if you settle, man, look, we'll trade for you in a heartbeat. Like, that's horrible. That's disgusting. Like, it's embarrassing. We're an embarrassment of our franchise already. Now this just adds on to it. For everything that Stephen Ross does good off of the football field, for everything he's brought business-wise, he sucks on the field because he just does not know what the hell
he sucks doing. Building the executives, putting together the leadership. I tweeted this out 3 weeks ago when the talks really started coming up again. And I think at the time we were 1-4, maybe
He
1-5.
laughed at the owners' meeting, didn't he?
Well,
Sorry to cut you off again.
No, but I said like the Dolphins found the only way to make 1-5 worse. They found literally the only way to do that. They found the only way to take a season that all of us came into with hope and aspirations, thinking this team could take that next step, thinking they could track towards relevance. The on-the-field product is trash, and the leadership is absolutely horrendous. This was an awful idea from the start. They never took ownership. They never really picked a lane, right? They never said, we're fully going after him. We're not going after him at all. They never picked a lane. They said, we want to stay right here in the middle because this is a sticky situation. We don't want to look bad, but we also don't want to piss off Watson in case he becomes available again in the offseason, and then we want to trade for him then, right? They have no idea what they're doing. And at a certain point, Stephen Ross has to decide he is either completely hands-off with this organization or he is completely bought in. And if you're completely bought in and you're making all these decisions, when they blow up, when they get bad, you're going to have a ton of questions, sir. And as much as we love the fact that you spent millions on this team, and it's been a long time since we've had an owner that did that, this move alone gets you this much closer to losing everybody that is a Dolphins fan. And at some point, you're going to be run out because you are the reason this organization is so atrocious. Dating back to Adam Gase, this time with Brian Flores now, it all stems back to Ross, and we can't change that. I understand we can't change that. If Snyder is still an owner, Ross isn't going anywhere for this shit. But good Lord, I would love to see him gone.
Mr. Kraft was also having some fun at some massage parlors too. If we're laying all the
Kraft
facts
is
out.
totally fine too.
Yeah. Shut up, Ben. I have to host a post game show after this.
My dog.
Yeah, I mean, I can't
Everywhere.
I can't really join this conversation because like I feel like this is something that needs to be talked about amongst people who are actually invested in what the Dolphins are trying to do.
Your team isn't even owned by an owner. Your team's owned by the fans.
Right. That's what I'm saying. But, like for something like this though, like this is embarrassing for a franchise to go through. So I feel like it needs to be discussed by people who can feel that embarrassment. Like I don't identify with that embarrassment. I don't feel anything about the Dolphins. I just watch them. Like, and I'm watching a shit show from afar that I'm going to have to eventually join. I don't feel good about that, but it's the reality. Like in the current state, like by the time I become a full-fledged Dolphins fan, this is going to be behind everybody. Maybe not. Who knows with the way the Dolphins operate? I'm learning to understand why there's so much distrust between the fan base and ownership of this team, and that's because at every turn they take a new opportunity to just kind of drop the ball on one thing or another. So, I mean, they did it again with this, and that shit it's actually pretty bad, bro. It's actually pretty bad.
It's just
yeah,
but
we've always known
that's
they
what
were
it is,
interested.
bro.
Listen, nobody's ever questioned whether or not the Dolphins were interested in Watson because, like we've said before, there's literally zero to gain from being attached to these conversations from the Miami Dolphins end. There's 0 to gain
for 6 months.
Oh,
for nothing to have changed, and they still don't make the trade.
That's
right.
There's nothing.
It literally is all just like we're gonna play the middle ground because we don't want to be
nothing. You did nothing, and it almost feels like to me they wanted to say they made the attempt to get a top 5 quarterback, but like they just wanted somebody to come in and take it from them, and it never happened, and they just got stuck. Like, oh shit, we're really the only ones here offering something. Okay.
I mean, I guess
I don't even think it's the only one.
If you really want Deshaun Watson, being in it from the beginning, clear up to the end of the process, does kind of give you a leg up because he's going to get traded inevitably. But like, if you really want him on the team, then being a part of the process from beginning to end, showing interest from beginning to end of the process. I mean, it has to put you as the lead dog in terms of
right. But as bad as this,
and that's the biggest thing.
Now,
like that's
as bad
the
as
biggest
this all
thing.
Looks right now, if we do trade for him in March, does it make any of this look any better?
No, it doesn't make. Well, I mean, sure, if that's one of the reasons that got him to come over here, if because the Dolphins were willing to like stick it out with him until the end of the process for this season,
the Dolphins were willing to pay money to make it go away.
Well, we all knew that was the case. Like,
well, is it the Dolphins paying Deshaun? I guess that like let's not like again. This is kind of like the let's be careful with the words that we use.
I'm just making jokes, guys.
I was the one that said.
I said whatever I
had no idea exactly what was going down.
No, like nobody knows for sure like what the Dolphins are offering in terms of like him getting over here. We don't know what that situation looks like. But I'm just saying, like, it was like if they really want him as their quarterback, then they're going to stay a part of the conversation for as long as possible. And that's essentially what they did in this case. They stayed a part of the conversation up until the very end. And so when he is inevitably traded, then he's going to know that. Like he knows that the Dolphins were in it the entire time, and that may give them a leg up on other suitors if he does still have the ability to make his own choice about where he goes.
I will say this though, if he is traded, if nothing happens, if he doesn't go to jail or prison or whatever it is, and he is traded come April, March, whenever it is, it's not gonna be for the prices that they were talking about now. And because of the fact that you waited out for everything to get cleared out, you're gonna have more suitors and you will have a higher price to pay.
For what it's worth, Ian Rappaport and Tom Pelissero and I think someone else went on today and talked about it. Deshaun Watson's situation regarding the legal stuff, even if it's just civil cases, won't be solved. Wait till past but both the draft and NFL free agency in 2022. So if there is a trade to be made, it probably wouldn't happen until close to June.
Okay.
So if he is traded, this is going to last at least another year almost.
And, you know, we talk about getting rid of Greer because, I mean, that's really one of the only changes that's probably going to end up happening. Who the hell wants this GM job? Let's be completely honest. Like, who wants it? Because this is a rough. I'm sure.
Hopefully not Louis Riddick, bro. Jesus Christ.
Why?
I have my own opinions on TV stars becoming GMs.
No,
Louis Riddick's not a TV star though. Louis Riddick started as an NFL personality that had to work his ass off.
We'll talk about that one off the air, but I think you're 100% wrong. But just nicely, I'll say that.
Mike Mayock, how's he doing over there?
Yeah, I don't know how Mike Mayock's doing. You know,
Mike Mayock got that from the buddy system, like the good old boy. So let's you know,
it's a little different. It works a little differently in Las Vegas, as we saw. There's probably a couple emails that got sent that got Mike Mayock hired a lot faster.
We're supposed to be being professional, Michael. We can't make those type of jokes.
Rest in peace.
About John Gruden.
Las Vegas has their own shit to deal with right now.
Rest in peace to the person that Henry Ruggs killed this morning.
Yeah. Oh yeah, wait, whoa. I wasn't anywhere near that.
Oh my
God.
No,
I'm just putting that out there because Juan said something. Juan said Las Vegas has much more to deal with, and so that's why.
That
is true.
Also an awful situation, and the Dolphins still find themselves
looking shittier.
Tops of
That's even possible.
The Dolphins still find themselves tops of the news charts.
Think about that. The John Gruden emails, a tragic death from a player, and 250,000 emails from the Washington football team, and the Dolphins are the most embarrassing franchise in sports right now.
Let's not forget Urban Meyer.
They know how to suck.
Yeah,
just think about that. Like, that's
know how to do it right.
How is that even possible?
They just know how to do it right, bro. Honestly, I genuinely, I'm at a loss for words when you know, and again, like I told you off air, Busby is a shady character in and of itself. Everything that he says to me kind of sounds off and weird, but like seeing it pen to paper or you know, written text or typed text, whatever you want to call it, that the Dolphins were calling him and asking him about, you know, the settlements and the NDAs, it just solidified, like, you know, just how shitty the situation is as a whole, right? Like, and again, like, I just don't know what the conversation was even needed, bro. Like, what was it for? Like, what are you calling him to ask him that you don't already know? Nothing has changed in 6 months. You know when everything's going to start to roll down. Like, was it really for the settlements? Like, that's the only reason I can find for them to have the conversation about.
I mean, at some point we have to sit here and realize, like, there are still 53 guys that have to go out there and get ready to play a game on Sunday. And personally, I don't understand what that must feel like, right? To have all of this kind of hanging over you, and then you still have to go out there Sunday and play against the Texans and just get through it, right? Like, how this locker room isn't completely distracted, I have no idea. And I will say, huge, like, I don't know. I commend everybody in there that still finds a way to go out there and play, because this is rough, man. Even more than just Tua. I know Tua's really at the center of it, but for the rest of the guys too. I mean, this is still your organization. You still have to go out there and play this game. All of this is hanging over everything. I mean, look at us. We just got walloped by the Bills. Another sign that this season is just an absolute train wreck. And this is all we really care to talk about, because this is all that matters, because the season doesn't. It truly doesn't matter. Even whatever evaluation we think we may see, it doesn't feel like this coaching staff believes in anybody out there. So what's even the point?
Yeah,
I know it's demoralizing. I think it's more. I know it's demoralizing for you guys to hear that news come out, but isn't it also like a weight off of your shoulders that you can find, like, for the rest of this season, at the very least, move on from it? Like, just kind of put it back. No,
Nah, you know why though, Royal?
No.
These on social media, these motherfuckers are, they love to be negative, and they, they're good in it, right? Every game from here on out will Tua, what did you do? Well, Deshaun Watson would have done this. Every single game. Oh, you lost to the Texans? Man, Deshaun would not have lost there. And it is going to be a 9-game audition. That's really just Tua. Come on, let's just get this season finished.
Yeah,
like, bro, let's just go. This is
the only thing that can happen for people in that organization to start believing in Tua, in my opinion, is for him to literally go somewhere in the neighborhood of, at worst, 7-2 over the next 9 games, and he has to have a touchdown to interception ratio of like 3-1. That's the only way anyone in there's gonna change their mind.
Like, you might as well tell him go Super Saiyan 3 and figure it out. Like, it's just not possible.
Like, every time he makes the one mistake,
you're putting him in front of Mount Everest and saying, "You never mountain climb. Go get it, Tiger."
Mm-hmm. And on top of that, you didn't give him all the like mountain climbing equipment.
Yeah,
right?
you got Austin Jackson and Liam, guiding you up the mountain.
Oh no, they are all being led by Jesse F. Wording Davis.
Even better,
the leader of the offensive line room.
Even better, the leader of the entire offense, because
leader of the team.
He was a captain. Remember that,
man.
They drafted a quarterback 2 years ago that they never believed in.
Didn't like.
They made moves in the draft thinking that they were in a place where they weren't. The defense has become, what is it, the 32nd ranked defense in the league? I believe. I think even the offense isn't even 32nd. It's just the defense that's that bad. And at this point, it's like, what do you play these 9 games for what? Because again, all that matters now is, top 5 quarterback would have done this. That's all that's going to happen.
Don't you wish you could have had your own pick and sucked, huh?
That's all that's going to happen.
We became the Texans 1 year later after making fun of them.
Mm-hmm.
Except we don't even have a pick.
And the craziest part too is,
we have the Eagles pick.
Yeah, that's probably going to.
Oh no, the Niners pick. Excuse me, Niners.
It's probably going to end up being a good pick. The thing is, bro, like, yes, I get what you're saying. Like, we can finally focus on just the season. The season ended 3 weeks ago. I said it coming off of that one. I said, welcome to the first episode of the off season. Kai, didn't you even do a mock draft?
I did do a mock draft. We can talk about it if you want. It's pretty good.
We're in the off season basically, because nothing matters. All that matters at this point is, will we end up giving the Eagles the number 1 pick or not? Hopefully the Lions suck that much worse.
Well, here's something.
The Lions.
Somebody did a face swap with me and Tyler Hero. They put my face on Tyler Hero.
That's lit.
That's blackface.
Yeah, bro.
I think we all needed that laugh.
Bro, I caught you off guard. I know I did.
You could be off guard, Kai.
Oh god.
Yo, whoever made that's elite. Hold up, dog.
Hey, Cap, Alf is at a
this
watch
is
party
horrible.
at Dangerous Minds in Pompano Beach, Florida.
This is horrible.
That makes me sick to my stomach.
Bro, imagine how
whoever made the Reface app, you need to be fired.
I will say though, that makes me sick, but I think it's just Royal's face in general, if I have to be honest. So
that doesn't even look like Royal. I don't know what part of that looks like Royal.
Okay. Genuine question, and I feel like I know what you're all gonna answer. Let's just say the Dolphins do lose on Sunday to the Houston Texans, which seems very possible. Kind of actually probable at this point. Let's just say they do lose to the Texans, though, which all of us on the show can agree. The Dolphins have a better roster than the Texans, correct?
By far.
Easily.
Okay. The Dolphins go out there and lose to the Texans. Is Brian Flores fired on Monday?
No. Nah.
I'm
Is there
convinced at
any
this point
chance
that
he's
Brian
fired at all this
Flores
season?
has another year and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't think he has that. I think he's solidly another 10 months.
Yeah, he got like
he goes and
9
starts
games.
he goes and starts September off bad next year, mediocre October. They'll chop him. Because that to me is Ross's MO. He always fires you too late.
Oh, okay. So it's because Ross fires people too late. But do you guys think he should be fired?
No.
I again say no.
Okay, and I want to know why.
I also now say no.
In my opinion, it's like it's hard to blame a yes man because it's like, well, Greer got him his guys. Okay, well, Greer has a ball sack and a voice too. If you have some say or you want a player, say you want a player. Stand up to him. Tell him no. Tell him you can't. Tell him you got to build the roster that you think is going to work. But when it's like just like, oh yeah, I got him, Jalen Phillips, and I got him Javon Holland, and I got him this. It's like you have no say. Like you're just sitting there, just mamando. Like, what are you doing? Like, what is Greer? What are you doing?
Wait,
and that
but
to
who's the
me
yes
is the
man in this
question.
situation?
Huh?
Who's the yes man in this situation? Greer?
Yeah, 100%.
So then who's making the choices?
What I'm being sold on is the fact that Flores is asking for players and Greer is giving them to him. So we cannot blame Greer and that it has to be Flores. I personally don't agree with that. For me, the people constructing this team should be GM and the staff behind them. Scouts, regional, whatever it may be. But when a coach is trying to go in there and say, I want every single player that he wants, and you're getting him for him, it becomes an issue. Because you at some point also have to realize, hey, who the fuck is responsible for Austin Jackson? Noah seems like a Flores pick to me. But who the fuck picked Austin Jackson at 18? And again, just literally how it looks. Who trades an all-pro safety for Austin Jackson?
Nobody.
Chris Greer.
So wait. The Dolphins have maybe 3 losses this season against teams that are less talented than theirs.
They have about 3 or 4 losses that they've lost in the last second.
But that are against teams that are less talented than theirs, correct?
Can we say that any team is less talented than the Dolphins, though? Like
on paper, yes. On paper, yes.
You can talk about talent. You can talk about talent.
On paper,
you can talk about it all you want to, but when I look at this team play, I don't see a very talented football team.
Yeah.
Okay, so then who's that on? Because you're not ready to fire Flores.
No, it's not. Like I don't think. Look, I don't want to fire Flores because this has been
the way you phrase that. My bad.
Yeah.
The way you phrase that to me is like you're saying, okay, well, he might not have gotten you the most god awful players because they're better than the god awful players that the Jacksonville Jaguars are drafting. That's not okay.
But he did
Look,
more
bottom line,
less
I
in
think
2019.
Bottom line is
more in
that
2020. He like what are we?
And what is this?
What are we
This
saying?
This is the first year that
this team
that Brian
should
Flores
have
is
won
underachieved.
multiple games.
This is the first year that Brian
we're
Flores
talking
We're
talking about in 3 different games, he's lost to a field goal where 1, 2, 3 plays here, and they're winning those, Mike. And are we really sitting here feeling that terrible about maybe a 4-4 record or a 3-5 record? Like, yeah,
If they win the games that they lost by a field goal, they would be 4-4 exactly.
And
those counting Raiders, Jaguars, and
Jacksonville.
Falcons games.
And Tua's 3-1 at that point.
No.
Yeah,
Tua
'cause
would
Jags
have
was a
won
field goal.
against-
Jags was a
Tua
field
would
goal.
One
be
and
Jack-
4.
3-1.
He'd
He would be
3-1.
3-1.
Is he 1-4 though?
Win against the Patriots, win against the Jaguars, win against Falcons, and
Tua's
lost to
1-3
the Bills.
right now.
Yeah, he's 1-3.
He's 1-3. He beat the
Jacoby was
Patriots.
0-4.
Yeah.
Yes, so you would have lost all 4 games, or you would have lost.
Wait, who are
One
you
game
giving?
with
Are you giving him the
Jacoby.
Buffalo loss?
I'm giving Jacoby the Buffalo loss. Yeah.
Oh no.
You're giving Tua that loss?
Tua gets that loss.
I mean, he started the game, but he only played 9 plays.
No,
Bro,
Tua
they
does not
gave-
get that loss. Tua does not get that
They
loss.
gave whoa. They gave Tua the win
Juan, I know things
versus
just
Las
got
Vegas.
legalized.
They
but-
gave Tua the win
Who's
versus Las
they?
Vegas.
Who's
How
they?
did
Who's
they give him
they?
the win? He didn't play.
Stats.
Who's they?
Stats. You go to Pro
No,
Football
Tua
I'm
did
Reference.
not
not-
talking
This is-
about
no, we're
stats.
talking
This is
about
between
reality,
us
bro.
four. I'm talking
We're
between us
not-
four.
we're
I
not
don't care.
gonna-
No. I don't care
no.
what Dolphins Twitter says or what anybody else says. I'm talking between us four right here, right now. Just our 4 opinions. I don't care about nobody else. We aren't giving Tua the Bills loss. I'm also not giving him the Vegas win. We don't win that game if he keeps playing. I agree with that.
Yeah, but that's just hard to keep track of. I'd rather just do it the NFL way. If you started, you get the win or the loss. That's literally
That's
how it is. This
weird,
isn't based.
bro.
So if you start a game and I injure you in the first play, you get the loss.
I'm not saying it makes sense. I'm just saying this isn't baseball.
Okay, fine.
We're
but I'm
asking
talking between
you.
us.
We're
I'm
at,
talking between
like,
us.
what?
man. Cap, of course you agree with Juan. You've hated Tua since day one, my guy. Just guide it.
No,
So-
but it's not hating to it. It's just
No.
it's just
I'm not
sticking
talking to
the
you. I'm talking
facts,
to him.
though. Yeah, okay.
But I don't understand.
The
how
facts
that's
is
on
he
him.
doesn't get
didn't
that
play.
loss. What are you talking about? The facts.
But then, but then we go. He says we go in. He's 6-3 as a rookie. He was not 6-3.
Fine, he was
Per
five-
you, QB
fine, he
wins
was
are not
5-3.
That's true. That's
Yeah,
very
so
true.
then you keep bringing this
Which
Right.
also means you can't bring up Justin Herbert ever. Just by the way,
because we can't start
QB
playing
wins aren't a
this.
stat.
We can't start playing this gotcha game and say we can't start playing this gotcha game and be like, well, Flores is not so bad because they lost games by only a field goal, and then sit here and be like, Tua had a bad game because he had those 2 interceptions. But if the Falcons don't make that field goal, we say, man, what a good game by Tua. He had 4 touchdowns. We can't play the if game with one side and not the other.
But let's say the Falcons missed that field goal, or
Yeah.
we win that game, whatever.
Sure.
Tua has the exact same game.
Sure.
Just because you win or lose, those mistakes are still magnified. Yeah,
No,
the win.
the mistakes are still
wins-
bad, but we won.
Correct.
So what does it matter?
Oh no, absolutely not.
Okay,
'Cause
so
you're-
then the
you're
mistakes. So
making
then
those
the mistakes.
Time out. Let me finish.
No, so then the mistakes by Flores have to be magnified too.
I understand that, but with a quarterback on field, that matters more when you're gonna
Guy's
face
camera
a
is a
good
piece of crap
team.
today.
the fuck is going on, dog?
Guy's camera is just out of it.
The
I
camera
just-
admitted
I-
it just hates me.
I haven't
Kyle
seen
Lowry just
anything-
hit a step back 3.
Thanks for
Thanks.
ruining it. I just saw it.
Yo, are we really this good? Like, I'm starting to get worried.
Kai should worry about his bet he made with me and
Oh,
Roy
he already-
earlier.
He already
but
low-key
he
conceded.
really are this good.
Look,
Y'all want to
we do.
preview
Let's,
what I'm going to talk about on the postgame show?
well,
No.
no.
Don't get
they'll
rid
know
of
where
it.
to
Make them
go.
go. Make them go and make them go and hit.
I don't
the
care
line.
about the
Make them
post
go
game
and hit
show.
it. We
Tyler
got-
Hero
we-
still sucks, even though he's the best.
I don't
player
care
in the
about the
world
post
right
game
now.
show because I wasn't invited last week. We hold grudges in this house.
Okay,
Facts.
I'm
All right.
sorry.
let's just wrap it up because I know you guys have post game soon, and also, do we really want to spend this much time talking about an organization that literally embarrasses all of
I
us?
don't even want to talk about the Buffalo game, to be honest.
There's nothing to
Because
talk
I know
about.
we're
What
I know
Buffalo
we're gonna
game?
argue. I know we're gonna argue.
There's
What
nothing to
Buffalo
talk
game?
about.
Exactly.
There was no
The-
Buffalo game.
The
Exactly.
defense,
We were just 1-7 to start the year, no matter
the
what.
defense worked their ass off. The offense completely let them down, and
I
then
agree.
the defense crumbled in the second half when they just got tired of being out there and they couldn't do it any longer.
We do agree, Mike.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, we should have talked about it.
I have
Well-
not. There's nothing else to say.
I know.
There's nothing
I know
to
it's
say,
crazy.
bro.
I know,
Yeah.
but it's crazy. We agree.
The entire offense was a complete shit show on Sunday. The defense tried their hardest, but at the end, it's over.
They
Okay?
tried their hardest until they stopped doing what was actually working.
right, which surprising.
It's very
not.
Dolphins like.
We'll have a show on Thursday to preview the Texans game. I guess that'll probably also
And
be a show.
then Royal will have a pregame show by himself on Sunday.
Yes,
Right.
Ro will be doing pregame show on Sunday because Juan, Kai, and myself will be at the game. We have already paid
Misery
our money.
is bliss.
We have
I
already
think
paid our
there's,
money to the enemy. I mean,
yeah.
Stephen Ross. So,
At this point,
I
we
mean,
just,
we
we
paid
just
the
helped them. We just helped them
Ticketmaster.
sleep better at night after
Help
all
them
the
sleep
shit
better
he's
at
gave
night.
us.
yeah. Look, this is a bad time to be a Dolphins fan, and I don't see when it gets better. And that is including, I think all of us can agree, even if they had made the trade, this season is still a bust. Juan,
Yes.
You know
see,
I'm not good.
Juan saying like, "Oh, right now, if we made the trade, we're going."
because Juan
5-0
talks about it
and
like it's
finishing
gonna be other
7.
people. This mother, I'm not gonna say
if
the
you
word,
if you
but
tell me
this
if
son
you tell
of
me
a
the trade is made, is the season a bust?
no.
That was a question.
This son of a bitch below me right here is going to be the first one tweeting. Well, if it was a top 5 quarterback, that wouldn't have happened. Tell me I'm wrong, Juan.
You're wrong, dog. I'm not. There's no point in that. I'm making fun of it because I'm psyching myself.
Bro,
out
you're
for
not
it.
making fun of it.
You're not
bro.
making
You're on
fun of
Twitter
it. You're
talking
completely
real. What the
brought
fuck
in.
are you talking about? Making
Bro,
fun of?
listen.
I've made fun of it to you guys, so I don't do it in public. I'm trying to psych myself out of it.
Look,
You
who
do
knows
it
where
in
the season
public.
goes from here?
But I'm trying to not
On your
to do
own
it
Twitter
moving
page.
That's true, my
bro.
guy.
The trade deadline just finished today, bro. We're talking about moving forward. I'm trying to psych myself out from doing it. That's what I'm trying to do.
It's over.
All
Guys.
right.
The season is over. There's nowhere to go from
It's
here.
been over.
and the worst part is, even if Tua does do well,
we just
still probably
morally
gonna
beat
trade
him up
his
for
ass.
6 months for
Yeah.
a conversation.
And let's just say he does do well. And they're like, you know what? We were wrong. We want to keep you. Most likely Tua's gonna be like, bye, bitch. And he's gonna be like, trade
you
me.
can say that in like 2026 though.
Your calendar is weird. I think you're from another planet.
Oh,
like
no,
I think you follow like a space time from Star Trek.
No, I think you're lost. He's stuck here 5 years.
Bro, you don't
He's
even
on his
want him.
second year.
You don't even
of a
want him. I
5-year
want to put you
deal
and Cap on the same
plus
boat
2
and send you
franchise
somewhere else.
tags. Come on, Michael.
All right, wait. Juan, who would you rather have right now? Ryan Tannehill or Tua Tagovailoa? Kai, get ready. Kai, get ready.
Every day.
Oh, damn. I thought I was going to say Tannehill.
Stupid.
All right.
Absolutely
Kai,
not.
any
We're
final
about
thoughts?
we're about to see the real Ryan Tannehill moving forward with no
This perspective shit.
Wong Dong Tigers. Meow.
Javier, absolutely. The season is over. I would love that flag. Listen, everybody watching here, do yourselves a favor.